In this lesson, we're going to take a look at the jumping 360 roundhouse kick. Now, this technique here, again, this is a higher level technique. You should be very comfortable with doing regular roundhouse kick. You should be comfortable doing jumping roundhouse kick before you attempt to do this technique. Now, what we're going to do here, starting off, is we are going to take a step forward. So ultimately we'll get rid of the extra step, but when you're first starting out with this technique, the first thing to do is to take the initial step forward as you pivot and then come around, jump, and do the roundhouse kick at the end. So I'm going to show you what that looks like right here. So there's the step in, and there's the roundhouse kick. And I think I do the other leg as well. So one step in, jump, and roundhouse kick. So this technique here, you can cover a lot of ground with this kick as you come forward. But what I want you to see is right here, you see the initial step. As I come forward and I'm beginning my momentum there, I'm starting the turn. As I come around, you can see one leg comes up before the other and then the kick at the very end. So here again, you can see a step just to help build momentum and get myself turning, and then one leg up before the other and then kick at the finish. So that is jumping 360 roundhouse kick. What makes this one more difficult now, of course, is that you've got the rotation. So you have roundhouse kick, then you have jumping roundhouse kick, and now the jumping 360, which confuses your opponent. It allows you to cover more distance. There's a lot of things that you can do with a jumping 360 roundhouse kick that you can't do with just the regular jumping roundhouse kick. It's also deceptive because you don't necessarily know what's coming. When you see the opponent start to turn, you don't necessarily know that it's a jumping 360 roundhouse kick. So looking again right from the beginning, right here, you can see I take that initial step forward, I come around, one leg up before the other, and then kicking. And so again, here you can see it. One leg comes in first, I take that initial step, one leg up before the other as I rotate, and then there's the roundhouse kick at the finish. And again, we're kicking with top of the foot because that is our preferred striking tool. That gives you more than enough knockout power, and you want the extra reach that you get with top of the foot as opposed to kicking with ball of the foot. So I wish my plate control wasn't jumping around all the time here. Makes it a little harder to start and stop. But this is jumping 360 roundhouse kick. And this one here really helps to have a pad to practice this technique on. A focus racket pad is wonderful for this technique. And probably the biggest thing, the biggest issue students typically have is getting enough rotation on this technique initially. It's hard to get all the way around at first until you build it up. So that's an issue. And then of course, judging your distance is another big issue. How far you come forward prior to the kick. So that is jumping 360 roundhouse kick.